Do you love Procreate but wonder what the heck is a layer mask for? Well, I'm about to tell you, and by the end of this video, not only will you know what the heck it's for, but you're also going to start using it more often in your digital art. Hi, welcome back to Haley K Studio. I'm Haley and I like to make Procreate tutorials for beginners. In today's video, my goal is to teach you what the layer mask is good for, and while you'll probably start using it more in your art projects here in Procreate. I'm sharing a really fun project that you can use this tool on, showing you step-by-step how to intertwine a word with an illustrated background. And just as a little bonus, I'm going to share my favorite way to create wavy text in Procreate. So let's go ahead and get started on this project and learn more about Procreate's layer mask tool. So like I've shared in a previous video, the layer mask allows you to hide or reveal parts of a primary layer or a layer below the mask, and you'd want to apply a layer mask for non-destructive editing or hiding parts of your artwork without erasing them. So the old saying goes, when it comes to layer masks, white reveals and black conceals. This concept is really easy to remember because when you turn on a layer mask, the entire layer is automatically filled with white and you can see the entire contents of your primary layer. So I'm going to show that on the sketch that I made for the project that we're making today. Here's my sketch layer here, and I'm just going to turn on the mask, and you'll see in the thumbnail the entire layer mask layer is white and you can see the entire contents of my layer. And if I were to, with that layer mask selected, if I were to fill it with black, it all goes away. And then if I fill it with white again, it comes back. One of my favorite ways to utilize this non-destructive tool is like in my Scandinavian style illustration. The layer mask allows me to have three versions. I have my silhouette layer, I have my detailed layer, and then I inverted it so that I have a outline layer. Creating these three versions is great for making cutting files like a layered SVG file, like for a Cricut machine. And there's no discounting how useful it is to keep all the elements of your art intact and not permanently erasing portions of it. It's much nicer to keep all your work intact even if you want to conceal portions of it. So I'm going to demonstrate that now with this project where we're going to take this image and intertwine a word within the details of the image. So I already completed this and I used my crayon liner from my Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit. It's been my favorite recently, and so I used it again for this illustration. It's a really straightforward type of image. It's just background colors, fill colors, and lining and detail lines. There's no new techniques in this part of the art project that I haven't shared in my previous videos. So now I'll just show you the time-lapse replay. We've just got a forest scene with some mountains and a little hawk up in the sky. And what we're going to do is we're going to intertwine some of these details with the word wander. So I live in the Pacific Northwest. Wandering the hiking trails is a favorite pastime of a lot of us Oregonians. That's the style and the look that we're going for with this illustration. I've put all of these layers of my illustration into one group. Now I'm going to hide those because I want to create the text for my project here. We're going to add a few fun effects to our text layer. I'm going to have a few different layers to my text, and I'm also going to curve the text as well. I'm going to show you my favorite way on how to do that. So I have my color palette here that I used to create my illustration. I'm going to be using my white, and I'm going to layer it with a lining layer that is this dark brown, not quite black color. This is not a true black, but we're going to be using that for part of our word here. So I'm going to start off with that, and I'm going to add my text by going to the Actions tab and then add text. I'm just going to move that to the center, and I'll tap on this AA to select the font that I would like to use. I'm going to be using this Happy Trails font. This is a font that I made, and I will link this down below if you would like to purchase it. There is just a regular style, and there's also a textured style. Today, I'm just going to be using the regular style of this font, but I will be turning this layer onto outline. I'm going to type in my word here, and then we'll decide what size we want it. So this is a little big, so we definitely want to make this slightly smaller. So I will select it and then turn this down to about 135 points. Now I have the first layer of my text. I want to duplicate this layer twice. So now I have three versions of it. And I will go to the bottommost layer and I will select it, and I want to change it to white. And I'm going to turn off the outline. So now I have just the word. I have a full version of it in white and then 2 layers of it as just the outline. What I would like to do is I would like to create an inward shadow into the words. So that's why I have 2 layers of the outline. I want to merge down the middle outline layer with the plain white layer, and so I will just tap on merge down, and that will automatically rasterize that layer for you. And that's what we want. And now to create the shadowed effect going inward, I'm going to go to the layer options and tap on select, and then I will go to adjustments and then Gaussian blur, and then I'm just going to blur that up a bit. And so now with that additional layer of the outline on the top, we have an untouched outline, and then we have the outline that created the shadowed effect for us. And now I'll just merge that topmost layer down, and now the entire word is now rasterized, and that's what we want because we're going to add that curvy effect to our text. But before we do that, I want to add a few more details to this word to give it a little bit more style. So I have that not quite black color chosen, and I have a monoline brush and I've set it to 5%, and this is just to add a little bit of detail to this text. So there's a little bit more detail to our text. I think it helps it with how our background looks with it. I feel like it fits in with the style we're going for with that background layer. And I love this font that I had made. I was inspired by the trail markers that are used in a lot of the trails near where I live. And so I made this font, and I think it fits in perfectly with the style that I'm going for. So I'm going to turn off this illustration again, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to make the curved text effect here in Procreate. So first, what you want to do is you want to go to the Move and Transform tool, and you want to switch to Distort. I'll start pulling the corners up and down on opposite ends, and I will try my best to keep them even on both sides. And if you wanted to, you could turn on a grid so that you know that each of these edges is maintaining the same width. I'm not too worried about that today. I'm just sort of finding my way on my own. But you can also make sure that these maintain a straight line as well. The next thing you'll want to do to create that curvy text is to go to Adjustments and then Liquify, and you want to have Push selected. The size of your text is going to determine how big your brush is for the push effect, and I've set mine to 65 for this size. And now I'll just push and pull so that it kind of maintains the same width going down, and then I'll push and pull going up on this side. And now we've created a pretty good wavy text. You can go more or less on the wave. You can have tilted it slightly less, but I'm happy with how this looks. And this will intertwine nicely with the details that I have made on my background illustration. So now what we want to do is we want to find the best spot for this text to intertwine with some of these details. So some of the details like these trees and this hawk are going to intertwine with our text, and we want to find the best spot for it. And that might also mean making it slightly bigger or smaller depending on the size of the text you chose and the amount of detail and the different layers of your illustration. The best sort of illustration for these intertwining text illustrations are ones that have different layers. So a forest is great because we have different layers of trees, and we have our background and our foreground, and we even have this hawk in the sky can also be intertwined with our text. So I feel like this is a good spot for us to start intertwining our text with our background. Now we've come to the point where we are going to be using our layer mask. With our text layer selected, I will turn on a mask. So for this part, I'm just going to go back to my monoline brush, and you'll want to have a true black selected to start concealing portions of your text. So to know that you have a true black selected, you can just double check your hex code that it's all zeros. If it's all zeros, you know that it's a true black. And we see that the entire layer mask is white, and now we want to start concealing by adding black to it. So we want to start revealing some of the background and concealing some of this text, but we can't really see where we're going because our text is in the way. The trick to conceal concisely and not conceal too much and making it blend in nicely is to do it precisely. And if you don't want to have to guess where to conceal, the best thing you can do is go to your text layer and then turn down the opacity, and then you can see the background behind it. You'll need to go back to your layer mask layer, and I'm going to turn down the size of my monoline brush, and I'll just start concealing, and I'll go along the outline of this tree and try and be precise and just stay along that black line outline of that tree. And so what you can do is you can even create a closed shape and just drag and drop that black into that one spot. And now you have concealed that part of your text. And if you turn back up the opacity, you can see that it is blending nicely with the illustration in the background and your text. And if you want to make a few more adjustments, you can select white again and reveal more of that text layer so that it blends in a little bit more seamlessly. And now we'll go back to our layer mask layer and go back to our black. I'm going to turn down the opacity again so I can see my illustration layer better. So when you look at this, you're like, does that even say wander? Because the A is kind of concealed a little bit too much. So this is something that you can do. You can just clear out your entire layer mask, and then you can readjust your text if you feel like you need to. And so if you look at this tree, you can see that center part of the A a little bit more. You can even turn down the opacity to kind of see where that tree is going to go, and we'll better be able to tell that that one's an A. There's going to be a little bit of experimentation when you're intertwining text with an illustration. That's perfectly fine to just clear that out and try again and make sure it's looking the way you want it to. So I'm going to turn down that opacity a little bit more again, and I will go back and I will redo a little bit of my work. And we'll take a look at that. And that looks a lot better because we can definitely tell that that one's an A. I'm happy that I did that. So now I'm just going to go through, I'm going to finish concealing part of my text with that layer mask, and I'll meet you back here when that part is done. So now our text has been beautifully intertwined with our background. You can go through and you can tidy up a few of these little spots if you feel like you've done too much or you've done too little, just to make it blend nicely and look the way you would like it to. And we've even revealed that entire hawk so that he's flying in front of our word. And the best part of this is our entire background illustration is completely intact and we didn't erase any of it. If we wanted to use this image on its own, it's still there and we haven't erased any of it. And we can just turn back on our text and that is still there. And we can just turn on our layer mask and it's been beautifully intertwined. So now that you've mastered the layer mask and you know what it's good for, don't be surprised if you find you use it more often. And now that you've learned more about this tool, you'll also want to try out the other built-in tools that Procreate has. So click on the link in screen to watch more of my videos focusing on all of Procreate's best built-in tools. I'm sure there's ones you haven't tried out yet, so definitely watch all of the videos in that playlist and you might find something new that you didn't know you loved. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, go ahead and hit subscribe. I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!